Hello everyone, thank you again for coming on to my channel, and for today's video I would like to make a comment on the recent news that the Dr. Mastura of Parti Islam Malaysia was able to give a check for 830,000 ringgit to the lawyers of the three DAP leaders, meaning that within a span of just about a month, or just not even 1 month, she was able to actually pay, with the help, of course, of the party, to back her in terms of her case with regards to the issue that the three DAP leaders had some sort of family relationship with Chin Peng, as well as with Lee Kuan Yew of Singapore. Now, I would like to discuss three implications with regards to this news, of which the ability to quickly settle the suit that was demanded or that was ordered by the court. Now, the first implication here is that we see Parti Islam Malaysia, which is calling for Islamic values and Islamic principles, that is said to be the greatest principle in humanity, has come out to support strongly the actions of slander. Slander being defined by the courts. And of course, Parti Islam Malaysia at the moment is not going to say that it is slander, simply that it hasn't been able to prove it. What was said by Mastura in regard to Chin Peng being families with the Lim Kit Siang, as well as have also family relationship with Lee Kuan Yew. The intention there, I assume, is to create the idea that the AP is China communist or communist China, something to that effect, or in fact being someone who has strong relations to the idea and ideals of the PAP leader, the former Prime Minister of Singapore, Lee Kuan Yew. So this seems to be the narration or the narrative that is being propagated, and it is very clearly that this is the story that's going to be taken again into the GE16, as I assume. And so PAS is selling it in saying that, well, because unfortunately that there is a setback in terms of the battle of Perjuangan Islam, so Muslims must help to donate money so that they can uphold justice as well as the struggle of Islam. But to all Malaysians, this shows what I have known Parti Islam Malaysia for 30 years as a member myself, where once upon a time Parti Islam Malaysia would never support slander. They would always support what is considered righteousness within the Quranic concept, and as well as the Sunnah, or the way of the Prophet. And they would never, I have never heard them attacking Christians or Chinese, or even the DAP with regard to their time in the Barisan Alternative, and then after that also, until the election of 2018, when PAS then became to make friends with UMNO. So in the days of old, if you were to say that there was this political party that is creating slander among Chinese or among Christians, and I would definitely say it's one Malay political party, dulu, kini and selamanya, but definitely not Parti Islam Malaysia. I would stand on my own reputation, on my life, that PAS would never ever do something like that. However, times have changed, and that if you say that there is a political party that uses slander, uses insult, and uses other things that does not seem to be halal in Islam, but seems to be halal in their idea of what they call the struggle, or the jihad, or the holy war to win the government of Malaysia, or the governance of Malaysia. Doesn't matter what, as long as there is a win for them. And so this is a different PAS. than the one that I was a member of. Of course, I am no longer a member of that political party for many years after I have seen them using the tactic of UMNO when they began to befriend Najib Tun Razak before the 2018 election. So that is the first implication, that PAS is willing to support slander. What slander means to us, but may not mean to them in their own way of thinking. The second thing is that who collected, which is this money, or from where did this money come from that was collected within just under a month? Now, if this was collected by the Parti Islam Malaysia from the party members, that shows that there is strength within the party itself, meaning that their members are willing to sacrifice, and therefore their situation is still very strong. Being able to put up the money in a very fast manner shows that PAS seems to be very strong and has not dented any of its popularity with regard to the loss of the suit by the three DAP leaders. Now, with regards to the third implication, we can look upon it in the sense that how is it that the money or the payment has been given in very short notice? It is probably because that Parti Islam Malaysia was afraid for the position of the MP seat that could be declared disqualified or declared vacant because of the loss of the suit, and so they would not want this to be because of bankruptcy. Now, if there was a bankruptcy situation, then the situation of the seat may be in jeopardy. So this is something that need to be handled very quickly. And if the party organ had asked all of their MPs and all of the ADUN or Ahli Dewan Undangan Negeri to collect money, I think they have enough representatives in state as well as in the federal parliament to actually come up with the money very, very quickly, plus with the funds from their own party themselves. So we actually do not know until PAS declares whether that money came from the people or came from the pockets of the MPs as well as from the funds of the party itself. So we do not know that. And so it also shows that PAS may not be as popular as they think or it thinks because it is afraid to lose the Kepala Batas seat since Mastura had won it with a very, very slim majority. And if there was election, the combined might of the Pakatan Harapan and Barisan Nasional could certainly place the seat into the government's position rather than in the opposition position. So this is a situation that needed for them to act very, very quickly, very decisively. And so we now have a narrative that is working for PAS, actually, in the sense that it's projecting itself to be still popular among the members by having the ability to collect the money very quickly. It's also having to project a narrative that it is solid behind all its members, even though they may be involved in situations that we normally would not say halal, but to them it's interpreted within the cause of jihad or holy war to actually win at whichever cause that may make them the victors with regards to who governs Malaysia. So this is also another narrative that will be projected very, very positively for them, unless, of course, we look at the hidden aspect of whether actually the party is now getting weaker and weaker with the infighting with Bersatu, and also with many cases of the party not being totally, not absolutely not popular at all with the non-Muslim or non-Malays, with their very, very harsh stand on many so-called Islamic issues in the country. So this incident, or this case of which Mastura was seen to have slandered the 3DAP leaders, may work very well with the party because of the manner in which their narration or the narrative of the story that can be taken up. However, with Malaysians, we can see that the party is not actually practicing what they preach in one sense, but actually they are preaching so many different things than they were preaching in the olden days, where they were more or less, to me, on the straight path. But at the moment, I don't see them using any straight path. It's any path that can win, and this is something which is quite strategic for them, and they may actually win if the Pakatan Harapan or the unity government is weakened day by day, not only by the attacks of the opposition like PAS and Bersatu, but also from Malaysians themselves, who are seen to be very impatient, also very intolerant, by civil society, by so many different people who want change very fast, and thus may make the only possible thing that can change Malaysia to have been lost come 20 or GE16 later on. And this is something that all of us need to contemplate very seriously. So with that, thank you for listening. Hello everyone, my name is Professor Dr. Muhammad Tajuddin, and I have written a book called Not the Islam I Know. This book is a compilation of many of my writings over the past 15 years with regard to what is called Islamic issues in the country. And the main intention of the book is actually to show that many of the practices, perspectives, values, and actions of most Muslims may not be the same, or is usually not the same, as the teachings represented by the tradition of the Prophet Muhammad through the Hadith and the Quran, from my own perspective of understanding it. Now, I hope you would be able to understand Islam a bit better, so that you would differentiate between the practices of Muslims in their political and social context with regards to the differences to the actual teachings of the Prophet Muhammad itself.